So, lads, the best player in yesterday's game one, it was not Aja Wilson. It was not Alyssa Thomas. It was not. Oh, I was gonna say Dawana Quitter, but she don't want to play good basketball in the finals. It was not Kat Copper. It was not that myth Satu Sabali. It was not Jackie Young. It was not the point guard who plays every other position but point guard. She plays the 2, she plays the 3, she plays the 4. Sometimes she even plays the 5, but never the point. It was a player by the name of Dana Evans. And Dana Evans' bounce back needs to be studied. Like, she is somebody I was literally scared of. I was scared of her through that whole series. And it's funny when you look at Dana Evans and her contributions to the Vegas Aces have been huge. And it's crazy because she's not somebody that clearly had it in her. And then this is just a great situation for her. Like, if you guys don't, like, a lot of people are comparing Dana Evans to NaLyssa Smith. They're not even comparable. First of all, NaLyssa Smith put up way better stats last year. NaLyssa Smith was a starter last year for the entirety of the season. It was just, when it came to NaLyssa, and we're even seeing it in the finals, a lot of her flaws, she's such a hard player to evaluate because what she does well, she does as well as anyone in the league outside of maybe Aja. But what she does badly, her awareness on the court, her awareness on offense has gotten way better. It's gotten way better. Her defensive awareness, she's foul prone. She can't really shoot free throws. They're all still there. But what the Aces have done is done a really, really good job of putting her in positions where her strengths are magnified and her weaknesses are kind of hidden. Whereas, whatever about NaLyssa Smith Fever, when NaLyssa Smith played in the Fever, you could see there was a player there. Obviously, when the team stunk, it was a lot of empty stats, so you can't judge anything by that. But you could tell that there was a player there. You could absolutely tell there was a player there in NaLyssa Smith. And I think a lot of people were like expecting NaLyssa Smith to be just terrible. They were expecting NaLyssa Smith to be terrible all the time because she was kind of bad for the Fever. And I never understood that. If you guys heard me this time last year about the expansion draft, I was like, her going to the Valks, she could be an all-star. I was like, that should be who they're trying to get. I'm like, she has that potential, but it was never going to come to fruition with the Fever. And she left for a much worse situation. Dallas, the people thought was going to be better. And now she's in a really good situation with the Aces where she's actually a key contributor. And it's not just putting up empty stats. So that's one thing. But like NaLyssa Smith, it was clear that it was not a right situation for her. But with Dana Evans, like, if you think Fever fans were bad with NaLyssa Smith, like, Sky fans, like, brought Dana Evans to tears. She literally cried in her exit interview about the fans, because of the fans. And I'm not even going to call them Sky fans, because if you're, like, there were no Sky fans that turned on Dana Evans. Why did no Sky fans turn on Dana Evans? She was a key contributor the last time they won a championship. And even as far as 2023, she was this close to winning 6th Player of the Year. She was basically a 6th Player of the Year candidate and really close to winning, averaging 10 points per game off the bench. She comes in as a starter. And by the way, like, yes, she should not have been a starter because Kennedy Carter was just that much better than her. But she comes in as a starter to start the year. And the team is doing all right. They're doing okay. Like, they started off 3-3. They were in that playoff spot. When she got taken out of the starting 5, justifiably for Kennedy Carter was better. They were in the playoff spots. When she got sent to the bench, they were in the playoff spots. And then she requested a trade. And she got demoted out of the rotation. And every time she played, and this is the one thing, I never blamed her last year, because look, the version of Angel Reese we saw on offense this year was infinitely better. Like, at the end of this year was infinitely better than the Angel Reese the end of last year. Like, I still think the best version of Angel Reese was end of this year, start of rookie year. End of last year, start of this year was terrible. But like, she was like shooting 30-something% from the field, chucking, and Dana Evans kept looking her off. Dana Evans did not even once try to pass the ball into post to Angel Reese, because an Angel Reese post touch is a dumb play. If she doesn't have a mismatch, an Angel Reese post touch is a dumb play, and she just wouldn't pass it to Angel. And they just gave her abuse. She got blamed for every single Sky loss, even when she wasn't playing. And she has now come back and scored 24 points. And Dana Evans is a player who scares the bejesus out of me as this sixth player, super quick, downhill guard who can shoot the three and can create her own shot. Like, is she anything unbelievable? Like, is she an all-star? No. Is she a starting level player? It depends on the team, but like for a good team, no. But like when the Chicago Sky celebrated when they traded her for her. Do you want to know who the Chicago Sky got? They basically traded her for Maddie Westbelt. And they gave up a second round pick, by the way. They traded her and a second round pick. And they basically got Maddie Westbelt. Yeah. They got another player who they drafted and didn't make the roster. They traded Dana Evans for Maddie Westbelt. That was a dumb pick. They could have had Tahina Paopao. At least if they made the trade and they took Tahina Paopao, you could say, look, Tahina Paopao on a rookie deal is better than Dana Evans. And I agree. They skipped on Tahina Paopao. Everyone thought they were going to take Tahina Paopao at 11. Everyone thought they were taking Paopao at 11, but they had just this obsession with Maddie Westbelt. And, I mean, she cooked in that last game. But come on. Dana Evans, as you can see there, 2021 WNBA champion, potentially 2025 WNBA champion. And she is an X factor. She is absolutely an X factor. And this is a player who Sky fans celebrated them basically getting a second round pick for her. At least in the Fever's case. We got Sophie Cunningham. Like, Sophie Cunningham is 100 times better. Like, Sophie Cunningham was one of the 5 best role players in the league when healthy this year. Like, she averaged 8 points per game on like 60-something% true shooting while guarding the other team's best player a lot of the time. Like, she literally was one of the 5 best role players in the league. Like, Phoebish, her, like, as these kind of like glue pieces that can do a bit of everything. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head who can play that role. I think Bonner can. I don't think she did. But those like do it all glue players are unicorns. Like, and the craziest thing is like those players are such unicorns that even a bad do it all role player in Grace Berger plays 30 minutes a game for a team because she's versatile. These versatile role players like Sophie Cunningham. So it's not the end of the world with that. Whereas the Sky fans, man, like I've said this all last year during those interviews. It was like Dana Evans was not good last year, but she was absolutely victim of circumstance. Like, Dana Evans was a player that Therese Weatherspoon turned on. And I think those type of relationships that she had with players is the reason why she got fired. That she turned on some players, a lot of players turned on her. It's very much did not seem like I'm not going to say it seemed like a bad locker room, but it seemed like a not positive locker room. Sometimes heated locker rooms can be good, but it did not seem to be that. So anyway, shout out Dana Evans. Everybody's saying, oh, Dana Evans has improved so much, man. Dana Evans has been in the league since 2021, I think. Am I right in saying that was her rookie year when they won the championship? But at the same time, Dana Evans has had one bad season of her career, and she is right back to what she was. And for anyone saying, oh, you know, NaLyssa Smith was the same, she needed to get out of Indiana. Man, NaLyssa Smith was good in Indiana. Yeah, 2021 for Dana Evans. NaLyssa Smith was good in Indiana. She just didn't fit. She was good. She was terrible in Dallas. Don't say she needed to get out of Indiana. Blame Chris Coughlin. Blame that guy. Blame him for NaLyssa Smith because she was good in Indiana. There's a reason why we were trying to, when we were originally talking about maybe getting Satu to Indiana, those trade packages centered around NaLyssa Smith. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.